Welcome to the Wayward Widow. That's me. Wayward means to do things your own way and kind of go off the beaten path and being stubborn and doing things the way other people wouldn't do them and all that stuff. That's me. So it is Father's Day, so let's get that out of the way and say Happy Father's Day to all the dads, no matter what your title is, and to all the moms who are dads too, moms and dads. I've got my cold water. I already had my coffee. It feels like it's 9 o'clock at night, but it's 4. I just took my Ativan. If you're new here, hi, welcome. Thanks for being here. I lost my partner, Sky, my partner of almost 14 years. He died on February 27th of this year, somewhere around between 8:15 and 8:40 in the evening. He had a disease called MSA, which is multiple system atrophy. It falls under the Parkinson umbrella. He had MSA-P. There's MSA-A, but he did not have that. He had -P. And so over time, all of his systems just shut down and turned to rubber and stopped working, and he died. And I was his 24/7 caregiver for the last 3 years, from 2021 until he died, when he had to quit work in 2021. And it was just me. Woe is me. I know, woe is me. That's what it sounds like, but that's the truth. It was just me, 24/7 as a caregiver. And so I'm worn. I'm in the grieving mode. I'm in the mourning mode. I'm whatever. I live in the state of Pennsylvania, and I'm in a 2-bedroom apartment on the 2nd floor. And this is my 6th year here. Sky and I would have celebrated 6 years here in this apartment. I like it here because there's a little corner. There's a grocery store half a block up, and the ambulance service is on the same corner, like on the, across the street. Like literally, it's 15 seconds up the road is the ambulance service. So, yeah. I'm going to read the card of the day. Every day I read one of my 52 cards. We're on the 2nd rotation. A few simple let me try again. I was just crying, so bear with me. A few simple tips for life. Feet on the ground, that's called grounding. Head to the skies, that's called head to the skies. Heart open, quiet mind, it's meditation. That's Rashid Ogunlera. I butchered that, I'm sure. The action, and on the back of the card they give you something to do that has to do with the front. As we are working with our heads down, like in your office job or whatever, remember to refresh your mind by practicing Rashid's simple tips for life. It will only take 20 seconds. So it's just like kind of stop and think about where you are and all that stuff. It's mindfulness, basically, which is different from meditation. So I have an iPhone 11, and that's what I'm filming on. And if I do clips of filming and I put them together in iMovie, every once in a while I'll get this thing that pops up that says you don't have enough space to export this film, because I try to export it over. It ends up in the camera roll, and then I take it from the camera roll and put it on to YouTube. Now, I'm sure there's an easier way to do that with clips, and if there is and you know it, let me know, because I use iMovie, or I've been using iMovie with clips. Typically, I don't have clips. I would rather have clips, because then I can break up my day, but then I can't always put the video up. So I'm going to just try to do just another sit down, tell you what's happening with me in my life, and see if I can put that up, because I just put a video up for 40 seconds and said, I don't know when I'll be back here, because, my phone is saying there's not enough space, even though like I've got a ton of iCloud space. I'm even paying for extra iCloud space, and I hardly have any pictures on my phone. I took a lot of things and I put them over on Sky's iPad so that I didn't have things on my phone. I've got to get a newer phone. I want to try to get a 14 because mine is now a dinosaur, and I understand that. I realize that. Yesterday was the day I had what I thought was a really good video with a bunch of clips, but I went to the grocery store yesterday. It took me literally hours to get out of the apartment because I have really severe anxiety and I have panic attacks, like multiple panic attacks in a day's time. And I've had them since I was a little kid, and I'm on disability for those things. I'm just about 65 years old. This is just a backstory. I turned 65 in August. So what I'm doing right now is, one, I'm adapting to the loss of my partner. Two, well, I'm trying to adapt. Two, I'm trying to adapt to living alone for the first time since I was in my 20s. Three, I'm trying to adapt to all that while I have this severe anxiety and panic. So you add all those things together and it's a real mess. I have moments and sometimes hours where I'm good. I'm fine. I get busy doing stuff and I'm not falling apart. But for the most part, most days and nights, I'm falling apart. I have severe insomnia. Almost every night, I'm asleep by 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I'm awake at midnight and I'm up all night. Last night, actually, I fell asleep like 7:30 or 7:45, and then there was a ding on my phone and it woke me, and I looked at my phone and it said something like 8:15, and it was really still light out, and I'm thinking it was morning. Like, I was thinking that I slept all night, and then I realized, no, you've only been sleeping for half an hour. You just went to sleep. So that's a real mess. I have a PCP. I have a psychiatrist. I had a therapist, and I stopped therapy for a while because sometimes therapy upsets me more than it helps me. I have two grief groups that I have opportunities to use. I have one in-person group that I can go to once a month if I choose. I did it one time and I didn't go back. And that's because of the driving on the highway to get there, which is a mess for me. I have a car. I have gas in the car. It's a nice car. It's a lease. But it's me, and it's the anxiety, and it's the driving, and it's evening traffic. I'd have to drive at 6 p.m. on the highway, blah, 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 and all that. And then the other grief group is by phone. You call a number, you put in a code, and then you're on the phone in a group. You can't see anyone because it's not like Zoom or anything. It's just regular, pick up the phone and there's 5 people all talking at once and you can't see anyone. And so I did that once and I didn't do it again. And I'm not sure, it's just kind of weird to me to do things that way. I have a sensei because I'm a practicing Soto Zen Buddhist. Sky was a lifelong Soto Zen Buddhist, and we have a sensei in Georgia. And I've talked to him recently, and I can do that whenever I feel I need to. I also believe that there's a God, and I try to follow a lot of what the Stoics, especially Marcus Aurelius and Diogenes and Seneca had to say. So that's kind of where I am. Sky was straight up Soto Zen Buddhist. I'm kind of like, I have a lot of beliefs in a lot of things and all that. So where I am right now is, like I said yesterday, I did get to the grocery store. It took me hours to get out of the house because of my anxiety, and it's just really hard for me to get out the door and in the car and get anything done. Right now I have a prescription ready to pick up at my local CVS. It's like 7 minutes down the road, and I could have picked it up today, and I didn't, and I'll pick it up tomorrow morning. I'll go down tomorrow morning and I'll get it. I see my psychiatrist this week. I'm going to try to go in person as opposed to telehealth. I haven't seen my psychiatrist in person in months and months and months. It's been a long time, probably close to a year since I've seen her in person because of Sky's illness. I couldn't leave him alone. So right now, I'm having a really hard time. And when I say I'm having a really hard time, I mean I'm having a really hard time. I don't feel physically well. And a lot of that now is because of where I am in the being alone process, just trying to adapt. I don't have family other than one son who sometimes is the bane of my existence. And my parents are gone, my siblings, we don't talk. I have a bunch of other kids and everything's all disjointed and broken apart and all that. So, and 5 of them are out of state, like 5 of them are across the country. So it's me. It's really just me. I have a couple of old friends, and I mean that by both duration and age. One is in his 80s, one is in his late 70s, and one's health is not good right now, so he's kind of out of the picture, and the other one is super busy most of the time. So, it really is just me, and then you guys on here. So. Yeah, I'm not feeling sorry for myself or anything. I'm not asking for any pity. I'm just telling you the way it is. I'm an introvert, extreme introvert. I don't talk on the phone really at all, unless I have to make a business call. I have to call a company. Then I will use the phone. But other than that, I try to stay away from the phone. So I'm in struggle mode right now. And it's kind of scaring me, to be very honest. I'm feeling myself just completely shutting down and shutting out the world. And I don't like that about me right now. Now I'm hopeful that that's a temporary feeling and that's going to go away. And I'm going to have a lighter feeling tomorrow. There's going to be a better feeling, an easier feeling tomorrow. But today, and last night and yesterday has been really, really hard. And I don't know what to do with that. I try really hard to keep myself busy. I'm trying to not waste my life, minutes, and hours. But this is really hard, and I'm extremely lonely. And I don't like, and I get scared, to be honest, being here alone. I get really scared. But I've been scared since I was 4 years old. I mean, I was scared through my whole childhood. I was scared through my teen years. I've just been scared. Like, since I was born, I think I've been scared. I'm just scared. And I'm not ashamed to say that or afraid to say that. I'm always scared. And so being here alone, every sound, makes me a little nervous. I get nervous to eat for fear that I'm going to choke and no one's here with me. I am, afraid to use the stove or the oven for fear of a fire because it's a gas stove. I don't light my candles anymore because I'm afraid of fire. It's all this stuff that I'm just being honest about that I'm experiencing. So, yeah, so that's just where I'm at, and it's kind of crummy. I don't have any pets. Hopefully one day I can get a cat or a kitten. And I appreciate all the comments. There was a couple of comments that I was going to comment on. I just really can't remember. Oh, for the person who said that you like living alone because you can get a popsicle at 2 a.m. I'll be honest, I would get a popsicle at 2 a.m. even being with Sky. Sky would say, give me a popsicle too. You know, we were like that. We were that, you know, on the same wavelength. So I would just do whatever it is that felt right for me. Like, whether there's someone here with me or not, if I wanted to have cereal for supper, I would do that. If I wanted to have spaghetti for breakfast, I would do that. I never went by what somebody else wanted or thought was right, or what the world thought was right. I've never been that. I walk to my own drummer, so to speak. And so, yeah, but I understand what you're saying, absolutely. That freedom, you feel a freedom, right? Yeah. For the person who commented and you lost your husband right after Christmas, and your daughters were having babies, and he got to at least have that knowledge, my heart goes out to you. I'm so sorry for your loss, and everyone else who's had that same loss. The thing is we are in the majority. 60% of people in the world are in bereavement at any given time. So we're all going to die. So every one of us is going to face loss at some point, whether it's a parent, a spouse, a sister, a brother, a friend, a child, a pet. There's going to be a loss, and we need to get through it. There's just not a lot of talking about it to normalize and death and what comes after that, how to adapt to being with someone. And for the people who are with their loved ones for like 50 years, I can't imagine. I just can't imagine. I mean, Sky and I had 13 and a half years, and we talked a lot about, like, oh, we're coming up on 14 years, you know. And so this where I'm at right now emotionally is the darkest place I've been in since he passed. And it came on real quick. It came on really quick. And I'm hopeful that it's very brief. Yeah, that's my hope. So it's a beautiful day here today, sunny and warm, and we're going to have a heat wave through this whole week. I just have the one appointment on Wednesday with my psychiatrist, and then I have to go and pick up my prescription, which will only take me a minute. And then I don't know what I don't know what I do with my days. I clean, I do my laundry once a week, I do videos, I watch videos, I do my exercising, I do meditation. I just try to survive. I try to just get through. I send off messages to people, I receive messages from people, and I'm so grateful for the support and the love, because I don't have that here with me, you know. And it gets hard. It gets really hard. But again, I'm hopeful with time, because that's what I hear from everybody. Takes time. Takes time. That this feeling will change. I mean, it will change. It will change either for the worse or for the better. But it will change, because nothing stays the same, right? Nothing stays the same. So for everybody who's reached out to me, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to hopefully be able to put this up to let you guys know I'm still here. I'm still alive. I did message Sky's two sons to give them, his one son is a father. He's got two little ones, a little boy and a little girl. So Sky was a grandfather. And but unfortunately, he never got to meet his grandchildren. They live in Texas, and the baby was born at the end of last year, when Sky was really, really, really bad. And anyway, so and his other son, I texted and I just told him, you know, I know this is your first Father's Day without your dad, and I'm sending you this message to let you know that your dad really loved you so much. And so I did that, and I put a message on Sky's legacy obituary site, which I do often. And what else did I do? I took the necklace that has his ashes in it in a little holder, and I put my wedding ring, my gold wedding band, on with that chain so that I have my wedding band. Because I didn't tell you guys this, but you know, we had gotten married. We met in 2010, got married in 2014. We were married for about a year, and it just didn't feel right, the legal part of it. We wanted a Zen, we wanted to get married in a Zen center. We wanted a hand fasting, and but we didn't want the legal part, but we had to go through the whole legal part. And because we both had been married multiple times, we just didn't want that legal part. So we went through the divorce process. We never separated. Our relationship never changed. Like, we didn't split up or anything like that. And then when was it? I don't know exactly when it was. In 2019. I think it was in the summer of 2019 when we came back from Arizona. He bought me a plain gold wedding band, and he re-proposed, and I said yes. So we were planning on getting married again. And then he got really sick, and that took center stage. His illness took center stage. And so I put the wedding band on the necklace with his ashes, some of his ashes. So I'm going to go. Thank you guys for being here. I love you. I really do. And if you're going through a loss and you're the one left behind, I so feel what you're going through. Like, you have no idea. And I know what this feels like. And it's awful. And for my friend who lost his woman and you're moving forward and you started dating, I'm so proud of you. I am. I know it's there's a lot of talk and chatter about when to start dating, should I start dating, what's the timeline, what should I do, is it too soon, is it too long, is it, there's even a new diagnosis in the DSM, in the new DSM that came out in 2022. There's a diagnosis of people who grieve too long, like an over, like, I forget exactly what the medical term is, how they code it, but it's when you grieve too long. I think we grieve in stages, and I think grief is always there to some degree, but I don't believe in timelines as far as like, oh, you should wait a year, or you should wait 6 months. I don't believe in a timeline. I believe that if someone comes into your life and it's a good fit, then go for it. That's what I believe. If someone came into my life at this point, I wouldn't say no. If it was a good fit, if it was something that was going to work, it was something that touched my heart, I would say yes. But I don't go anywhere. I don't see anyone. So, like, that's not going to happen anytime in the near future for me. And that's okay. I'm working through a lot of things. And I think God wants me to learn and be okay being alone, to show me the strength that I have. That's the only thing that I can figure out at this point. So I'm going to go, and hopefully I'll be able to get this video up. That's my hope.